probably a nurse in the Philippines, maybe India, Nigeria, or some other countries in the world, and you're planning to be a nurse in the UK, and you want to figure out, no, you just want to find out if it's worth it. Do you have a clear career path? If you go up here and become a nurse, what are your career choices? And so you came up with, oh, I want to be a band 6. Maybe you're a student in the UK and you're trying to watch videos about band 6 nurses and how just glamorous and perfect the job is. And I'm here to slap you with the truth. Well, my truths. Obviously, this is going to be my opinion. Not everyone has the same situation as I do. So this is my band 6 experience. I have been working in this ward for the last 2 years. And 2 months ago, the opportunity came up for a band 6 role. And so after thinking for a long time, about 5 minutes, I decided I'm going to go for that job. And so I did. And fortunately, I got successful with my application, and now I've been doing the job for nearly 2 months. And I'm going to tell you the difference of being a band 5 nurse and being a band 6 nurse. This is beyond the obvious differences. Your tasks, your responsibilities have changed, will change. Oh, story time. When I was a band 5 nurse, all I thought was that I can do that. That doesn't look difficult at all. No, that's easy. I think I can do a better job than you. And I was thinking like this as a band 5 nurse. Thinking about like this towards my band 6 nurses, and I have never been so wrong. Well, I've been wrong before, but not this way. So you're a band 6 nurse, you're gonna go into the shift and you're gonna think about your staffing. How many staff do I have? Because the level of staffing is gonna dictate the entire shift. It's gonna dictate if you're gonna have a rough day, which is every day, or if you're gonna have a really rough day, which is half the days in the NHS. Because when you're understaffed as a band 6 nurse, well, you do have a choice, but I decided that I would take patients, that I will manage patients through an entire shift, which is a tall task. But if you have enough staff, you can just focus on being a band 6 nurse and being a charge nurse for the ward. So yeah, that's very important. But if you're a band 5 nurse, you're gonna worry about staffing as well, but you're not gonna be the one to talk to the bed manager, to matron, to band 7s, to tell them that you need a nurse. You can suffer in silence, but a band 6 nurse, it's gonna be his or her problem to look for someone to cover the shift. Handovers. For handovers as a band 6 nurse, you just can't help it, but you have to know everything about everyone in the ward. You need to know who has been unwell during the previous shift. Which patient is likely to be unwell through the shift? Who do you need to prioritize? Who was nil by mouth overnight? Who had a medical? Who had an emergency call overnight? Who needs to go to which ward? Which patient from somewhere else is going to go into your ward? Which patients are the planned discharges for the day? It's a lot of things. Those are just a few, but trust me, there's 100 things to worry about in every shift, and you can't help but be overwhelmed. And I'm just talking for myself because I'm a new band 6. You can't help but be overwhelmed of this new thing. Suddenly there's a gush of new expectations. And for my case, these are expectations that I put on myself because I hold myself in such high standards because I've been saying to my head that I can do that and I can do a better job than that. And now I have to do it. I have to live up for my own expectations. And it's difficult. Another difficulty of being a band 6 nurse is just everyone is just applying pressure on you. The bed managers wants you to discharge these people. They want you to receive these patients from A&D or somewhere else. They want you to move beds around to accommodate a different patient for a proper bed. They want the side rooms empty. They want you to expedite things. For example, this patient is almost fit to go, but then he or she needs medications to go home with, and that's something that you should arrange with the pharmacists. Now, these pharmacists have problems of their own, they're busy as well, and the timetable is long that when you order something on the morning, the chance is that the medication is going to arrive late in the afternoon. That means you're going to have to discharge your patients late in the afternoon as well. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to send the patient home without their home medications, then I'm going to send the medications via cab. And that's another thing to chase and think about, because now I have to schedule a cab delivery, I have to walk that bloody medication down to where it's going to be collected. It's just a lot of things. Another case would be a patient is supposed to be a day case. After surgery, the patient's supposed to go home. But then I cannot just send you home without being reviewed by the doctor. I want the doctor to write there that the patient is safe to go and he can go home. Otherwise, I'm not sending you home. Now, the bed managers are aware that a day case patient can go home after surgery. And they want me to do that. But there's no doctor around. And it's beyond my control. I cannot control where they are. I can't control that they're busy. It's beyond me. Another thing, as a Band 6 nurse, your email is constantly bombarded with incident reports. Even when you're on day off, you get to read what happened. Like someone had a fall, someone had a medication error, control drugs are missing, complaints from families that you have to resolve when you're back. And so you never really get to have a proper day off. So if you are going to be a Band 6, top one tip for you is that don't read your emails when you're on your day off. I think the most difficult task for me is telling people to do their jobs. Because when I was a Band 5 nurse, I always made sure that I did my job. The Band 6 nurse didn't have to tell me. I know my job description, and I make sure that I do all the tasks that I should do. And that the managers don't have to tell me to do my job. And now people around me sometimes just sit around and don't do the job. And now as a Band 6, it has become my job to tell them to do their good job. And it's not me. I'm not there yet. I don't have that capability to look straight into someone, to look into your eye and tell you, do your job. I can't do that. As a Band 6 nurse, when you're wearing that uniform, people just tend to expect you to know everything when you can't really know everything. And it puts me off and it makes me feel inadequate, and it's really sad, and makes me question if this job is really for me. So if you're thinking about being a Band 6 nurse, there's more to it than what you see. I would advise you to speak to your Band 6 and talk to them, explore with them what you're thinking, and they're going to tell you how difficult the job is. They're going to be honest to you. And this isn't even me complaining, because I did apply for the job, and now I'm evaluating if I really want to keep it. So yeah, I hope this video gave you an insight of how it actually is being a Band 6 nurse, and I'm happy to talk more about. If you just leave a comment on which bit of the job you want me to talk about, I'm gonna do that. And yeah, happy nursing, and thank you for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Thanks.